Hi, so this is Andi again, and I'm going to do a review on my newest e-cigarette. I'm on my third try at e-cigarette styles until I found exactly the right one. I want to start off with my history. Last year, on July 14th, my mother passed from emphysema and lung cancer, and I was her primary caregiver for her last months on the planet. And I watched her struggle every day in panic to breathe, to catch her breath, and just the anxiety and panic and stress, and it was just heartbreaking. And I smoked through the whole thing. When she passed, I should have stopped smoking. I should have gotten the message, but I continued to smoke. So as the 1-year anniversary came closer, I decided that this year, on her 1-year anniversary, was going to be my quit date. Early in the month of July, somebody let me try an e-cigarette. I had quit smoking before. It took me a year of chewing Nicorette, and that was really expensive, by the way, until I was able to stop, and then I was smoke-free for 3 years until I relapsed. So I knew what I was going to go through again, and not looking forward to another year of Nicorette. My husband is a full-time smoker, so it's really difficult to stop smoking when you're living with a smoker. So I had it in my head that July 14th, 2010 was going to be my quit date. Earlier this month, or earlier in July, I met this gentleman who allowed me to share his e-cigarette, and I thought to myself, thank you God, and I think there's another alternative to $60 a box Nicorette that I chewed 24/7. And I bought a Joye Ego. It was an excellent e-cigarette, but one of the problems that I had with it is because I like to walk around, and I did it with regular cigarettes with the cig clamped between my teeth like this. It was really heavy, and after a while my teeth and gums became sore. So I realized that I needed a lighter battery. So I switched over to the regular 510. Unfortunately, because I'm such a heavy vapor, it just didn't work for me. The batteries were wearing out too quickly. I was constantly in a recharge mode. I bought 2 of them with the personal charging case, and I was constantly swapping them back and forth. Thank goodness I had the Ego battery as a backup, because there were times where I had smoked through both of the 510 batteries and had nothing. So I temporarily used the Ego battery, which, by the way, this is an amazing device. It lasts a really long time, almost all day long, of heavy vaping with no recharging. It is definitely worth the investment. It just wasn't the style for me. Although this was the style for me, the battery life was too short. So I started looking for an alternative, and I went to the Totally Wicked website and found the Titan, the Mega Titan ENI, or electronic nicotine inhaler. When I started vaping in early July, I had started at 18 milligram nicotine. The second bottle that I bought, I dropped to 11 milligram, and I had been continually cutting it with vegetable glycerin, or VG. By the time that I got to my third order, I went nicotine free, and I've been nicotine free. So what I've been smoking essentially is vegetable glycerin with flavorings. I haven't gained an ounce as a result of being able to mix my own flavors. I tend to go more towards the sweet stuff because I have a sweet tooth, and when I quit smoking before, I put 30 pounds on. After a month of vaping, I have not gained 1 single ounce. I am so proud of that. And I'm vaping tiramisu, cafe brasiliano, vanilla, custard, and the entire line of flavored vapes that Totally Wicked sells. But the purpose today is to talk about... Shh! That's enough, Leela. Sorry about that. I'm going to talk about the Mega Titan. It's a 510 on steroids. A kit comes with 2 batteries and 3 atomizers and 5 cartridges. In my other videos, I had described the purpose of the battery, the atomizer, and the cartridge. So I'm not going to go through that again. I have been able to make it through an 8-hour workday with just the batteries alone, these, which is great. And no recharging, no worrying, so on and so forth. Although I do bring my regular 510 batteries and I sling them in my purse just as a backup, just in case it was a really heavy vaping day. But it's a gorgeous cigarette. It's kind of like going from a stubby Camel to a Virginia Slim in terms of, you know, the ultra length 100s. It's elegant looking. I love this platinum color. It's very distinctive and it just smokes like a dream. So give me a second, let me show you. Awesome, totally awesome. And when I'm holding this, and some, you know, I like to hold it because it's comforting and it has that whole hand to mouth oral fixation thing going on. When I'm holding it, I make sure that I keep it tipped downwards, again, like I had said in previous videos, to allow the liquid that's in the cartridge to move towards the atomizer rather than settling at the bottom of the cartridge tip. So when I hold it, I usually hold it like this. Now, of course, I don't use it while driving or doing anything that requires heavy machinery or even at the copy machine. But when I'm sitting at my desk at work, actually, I have smoked this at work. I've smoked it in taxis. I smoked it in front of officials from Centers for Disease Control and Health and Human Services at a meeting in Washington, D.C. I smoked it in San Francisco in a restaurant. I've smoked this everywhere. One young lady came up to me and asked me if this was a nebulizer or something for asthma. And I said, well, potentially it is. Considering what my mother went through, this is a potential treatment in terms of being a prophylactic treatment. Like, I'm not going to get it because I'm doing this. But this is an elegant design. I love this platinum color. It's not too flashy, it's not too manly, it's just perfect. The length and the balance is wonderful, and it smokes like a dream. Thanks, Totally Wicked. Really awesome stuff. This is Andi, vaping out.